What's up, YouTube? Same-ish, different day. This is your man Skills on the Sticks, and today I'm going to be going over drop shot versus jump shot, jump shot versus drop shot, however you want to say it. We're going to be jumping into a match of domination, sovereign, on ground war. Actually, I played this with some followers and subscribers, and just had a really good fun time. You know, met some new friends, and so thank you those of you who came out. And sorry for those of you who are on Xbox One. My Scuff One was damaged. The LED light wasn't working, so I sent it back in, and I should receive it by the beginning of next week, hopefully. Then that's it for that. So today I'm going to be telling you guys a little bit of history about drop shotting versus jump shotting. Drop shot. I want to say it. Jump shot versus drop shotting. How to do it, which I prefer in Ghost, and at the right moments, what moments to do it at. Because you definitely don't want to be doing either of the two at the wrong time. So, you guys know jump shotting. It's been around it's been around for a little while, but it definitely became very popular in Black Ops, both because of how effective and high you just jump in general in Black Ops, but because of the fact that custom controller industry has really just taken off in the past year. It's jumped through the roof, so a lot more people have custom controllers, whether it be Scuff or another brand that helps them get the edge on the competition by being able to jump. So if you've ever seen someone who drop shots, not drop shots particularly, because drop shotting you can still do with tactical, but if you've ever seen someone who's jump shotted a lot and they're very good, it's probably because they have a custom controller and they're able to jump and still stay on target. So what happens is, you guys, there's custom controllers out there, and you are able to, instead of pushing X, which would take your right stick off of your right thumb off of the right stick, you push the button in the back instead, so you're able to stay on target. And along with drop shotting, if you're going to be a drop shotter and you don't have one of these controllers, what you want to do is switch to your settings to tactical, and that is going to make you be able to go prone by using your right stick. That definitely leaves you at a disadvantage for melee attacks, especially panic knives. You're not going to be able to do those if you have a custom controller. If you don't have a custom controller, sorry. Again, if you did have that custom controller, you would just be able to leave your controller settings at default, and then you would be able to push the right stick in and be able to get a stab. So let's see here. I think we're waiting until the chem strike comes in. So now I'm going to tell you guys basically when you should do a drop shot and jump shot. I'm going to tell you guys why I did them here, and then you guys can go ahead and know the difference of the two. So the first one here would be a nicely executed, here it comes, a nicely executed drop shot. Okay. He saw me, I saw him, drop shot. Okay, now this is when you want to do a jump shot. You're coming around a corner, you're flying in, you surprise someone, boom, jump shot. Again, here could be another jump shot. You guys see each other. You don't want to drop, because if I were to drop to the floor, it'd be virtually impossible to shoot that guy. So I was able to jump and shoot, over the little obstacles there, and just get a little bit of balance right there on him. The last one, that is what you don't want to do. You don't want to drop shot when no one's looking at you, because what can happen is you don't end up getting the kill, and then he turns around and he kills you. So that's definitely what you don't want to do. Another thing that I want to add to that is, do not drop shot. Make sure you're very aware of the levelness of whatever map you're playing on. You don't want, like, for example, you don't want to start drop shotting if there's a lot of bumps in the floor, because you could end up just shooting the floor and missing your shots. So definitely pay attention to that as well. It's very important. Now I'll kind of explain to you guys why jump shotting was so popular and effective in Black Ops. And that's just because a lot of the times it took 4 to 5 bullets to be killed in Black Ops. So there was more of a chance for you to get someone to go off target when you were jumping. In this game, in Call of Duty Ghosts, you die a lot faster. So by the time you could even jump, someone has probably killed you by then. So that is one of the reasons why jump shotting is not as popular. It's still very useful, but I prefer only using it when I'm coming around corners for the most part. It definitely is very good when it's a surprising method, but if you want to use the most effective of the two, it's mostly the drop shot. And let me explain why that is, because if you're going to jump shot, your feet and basically from your shins down is still going to be about stomach to chest level. So if you're, especially if you jump forward, if you guys are in a gunfight, if you jump You know, the guy doesn't have to move his right stick in order to shoot you. He just has to move his left stick to keep the gun, you know, on you, but he doesn't need to move the actual gun up or down. If you were to drop shot someone, not only does he have to react by you know, moving the right stick, but he has to compensate for the recoil. So drop shotting is you know, and especially because people aren't expecting you to drop shot. You know, if you jump shot, you're not really surprising anyone, not because he doesn't expect you to jump shot, but just because you're not changing levels on him. If you drop shot, all of a sudden you have the advantage now, because you know you're going to go low, and you're definitely going to be able to surprise him. Now, him or her, sorry. I know you guys are from girl gamers. One thing that I will say about drop shotting is it's very possible to be shot in the head, just because you're going from high to medium to low with your head in between from standing to drop shot. So it is a risk, but it's a very well worth it risk for me personally. I really don't mind. I don't mind it when I get shot in the head, just because of the fact that, you know, it's a good tactic for me. Where else can I get you guys? Okay, now another thing is don't over jump shot or over drop shot. What I mean by that is, don't just do it because you saw this video. You have to do it at the right times. A good time would be, you know, make sure you don't do any of these when somebody doesn't see you. If you're shooting at them first, for the most part, you should probably pick up the kill. You don't want to be drop shotting and jump shotting excessively. If you're behind cover, you should be fine. The drop shot is mostly for when you're out in the open and somebody sees you first, and then you get down on the floor. But if you're behind cover, you know, don't jump or force yourself to do a drop shot, because just overdoing these antics will end up in you getting killed. Another good way to get on the floor and drop is, say if you guys are both running in a hallway and you happen to either bump into your enemy and nobody stabs anyone, or if you get to run by each other. Getting on the floor and then shooting helps a lot, because most people will just be standing up and spinning in circles trying to pick up the kill or trying to locate someone. So if you lay down on the floor, that's probably the last place it's going to look, and then you will have the upper hand in winning that gunfight. So definitely, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I do prefer drop shotting over jump shotting. Like I said, the only time I really jump shot is if, like, me and a guy have exchanged bullets and he might be waiting for me on the other side of a wall or something. Then I'll run and I'll jump across the wall and then jump shot him. Also, another good thing on that, if you know, like, say if you're playing on Freight and you're in the basement and you know someone's on the train, another good thing is like running and jumping out of across the corner, but then dropping down to the floor. So like a jump slash drop shot, that can be effective. Like I said, mostly when you're coming around corners. It's not really going to help you out if you're shooting somebody face to face at a gunfight. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I like to see how many likes I get. That's kind of how I judge my videos, on how much you guys like them. So I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you guys learned a couple of things about, you know, if you didn't know anything about drop shotting before, maybe, you know, I taught you something about tactical or whatever. And yeah, just please subscribe to me and follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is also @skillsonthesticks, and you guys can feel more than free to follow me on Twitter @skillsonthesticks. And I do bi-weekly giveaways, so if you're following me on Instagram and subscribe to me here, you have a chance to win a lot of the prizes that I give away. So thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate all your reviews, and I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm Skills on the Sticks, and I'm off.
Good day's work.